Jaden Blue just gave Cowboys fans something small but meaningful to latch on to. He showed up to practice in a new jersey number, trading the number 34 he wore through the offseason and preseason for number 23, the number he wore in college at Texas, and that change says more than you might think. On the surface, it's a simple swap of digits, but for a rookie who just made the 53-man roster, that move ties him back to the place he built his identity and the role that made him a prospect, and you can bet that comfort matters when snaps tighten up and the season begins. The Sports Illustrated piece covering Friday's practice notes that Blue made the switch after earning a roster spot, and those photos from the open practice gave fans the first look at him in the 23. Remember, this is a running back who finished his final college season with solid production. He had 730 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, and added 42 catches for 368 yards and 6 receiving scores. So that number is part nostalgia and part an announcement that he's carrying his college game into the pros. For you as a fan, the immediate reaction is twofold. You get the warmth of a player honoring his roots, and you get the practical tease of wondering what kind of role that player will actually grab in Dallas. Javonte Williams is penciled in as the workhorse, but the Cowboys' offense can always find situational packages where a versatile rookie with receiving chops becomes a difference maker, particularly on third downs, screens, and in creative rotational roles. The physical look of a player, the number on his chest, the way he carries himself on the field, affects how fans and coaches perceive him, and this small visual reset can be the start of a bigger story. So here's a quick one for the comments. Do you prefer Blue at 23 or 34? Drop 23 or 34 right now, and while you're typing that, do me a favor. If you want to keep getting these instant roster updates and practice takes, hit that subscribe button and push notifications. We're trying to get to 16,000 subscribers, and every click helps the channel grow. Also, let me know, do you think Blue's number change will be purely cosmetic, or could it be the sign of a rookie finding early confidence in the NFL? Vote cosmetic or sign. I'll be breaking down what this number change could mean on film and how it fits into the Cowboys' depth chart in the next chapter, so stick around. We'll look at his Texas tape, what made 23 meaningful for him, and whether that identity can translate into meaningful snaps here in Dallas. When you think about jersey numbers in football, most people assume it's random or just about availability, but for many players it becomes a deep part of their identity. Jaden Blue is one of those players, and the fact that he went back to number 23 as soon as he secured his roster spot with the Cowboys shows you how much it matters. At Texas, that number wasn't just a digit on his back, it was a symbol of his role as a versatile offensive weapon. He put up strong production in his final season, with over 700 rushing yards and double-digit total touchdowns, and he did it while wearing 23. For a young back stepping into one of the biggest markets in the NFL, having that sense of familiarity can be a mental anchor. It tells the coaching staff and the fan base that he's bringing his old game, his confidence, and his swagger into this new chapter. That's not small. When rookies feel at home, they play looser, faster, and more instinctively. And those are exactly the traits that earn extra snaps in a crowded backfield. It's also worth noting that in the Cowboys' locker room, numbers have history. Fans remember the past players who wore them, and teammates often ask about the stories behind why a guy picked his number. For Blue, the decision connects him not only to his college roots, but also to the identity he built as a player who could run inside, bounce outside, and catch passes with ease. That versatility is why the Cowboys kept him, and this jersey switch is almost like a public statement that he's ready to keep proving it at the pro level. Think about other Cowboys rookies in the past who stuck with their college numbers and carried that comfort into successful rookie years. Sometimes those small psychological details really matter, and fans love seeing that connection. So let me throw this one to you. Do you think jersey numbers can influence a player's confidence and even their performance, or is it all just for show? Drop a quick "yes, it matters" or "no, just a number" in the comments. And while you're doing that, make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already. We're aiming for 16,000 subscribers, and every time you hit that button, it pushes Cowboys Nation closer to the goal and ensures you'll never miss these breakdowns. Next up, we'll move from symbolism to reality. How does Blue actually fit in this running back room, and where can he carve out his opportunities in Dallas? That's what we'll dive into in the next chapter. Now that we've talked about the meaning behind Jaden Blue's number switch, let's deal with the real question you probably have in the back of your mind. Where does he actually fit in this Cowboys backfield? The running back room looks crowded at first glance, but there's opportunity here if you know where to look. Javonte Williams is locked in as the starter, the guy expected to carry the bulk of the load. Behind him, the Cowboys have depth pieces fighting for roles, but none of them are untouchable. That's where a rookie like Blue can start to slip in and steal some snaps. Coaches value backs who can do more than just run between the tackles, and Blue checks multiple boxes. He can line up in passing situations, catch the ball out of the backfield, and keep defenses honest with his vision and quick cut ability. That kind of versatility keeps a young player in the conversation every single week. When you think about how the Cowboys like to rotate their backs, the most realistic short-term role for Blue is in those third down and 2-minute drill situations where pass protection and quick outlet routes matter. If he can prove he understands the protections, that's his ticket onto the field. Add in special teams, kick return units, coverage snaps, and suddenly he has multiple ways to contribute on Sundays. That's the reality for most rookies. You earn your early opportunities by doing the smaller jobs well, and then you build from there. And it's not impossible that Blue could earn a few change of pace carries and goal line packages too, especially if the coaches like his balance and ability to finish runs through contact. For a rookie, those touches matter because they build trust with the offensive line and rhythm with the quarterback. Now, I want you to think like a coach for a second. If you had Jaden Blue in this offense, how many carries do you think he'd realistically get this season? 10, 50, maybe even closer to 100 if things break right. Drop a number prediction in the comments. I'll be reading them, and it'll be fun to see who gets closest by the end of the season. And if you're enjoying breaking down these roster battles with me, hit that like button right now. It lets me know you want more of this kind of coverage and helps push the channel forward. Coming up next, we'll look at the scouting side. The traits Blue brings to the field, how they translate into the Cowboys' offense, and why that number 23 might end up being a lucky one after all. When you really break down Jaden Blue's game on film, you start to see why the Cowboys felt comfortable keeping him on the roster and why switching back to number 23 feels fitting. He's not just another camp body. His skill set actually brings something unique to the backfield. At Texas, Blue showed quick vision at the line of scrimmage, the ability to spot small creases and hit them decisively. He doesn't dance behind the line. He plants and goes, and that's the kind of running style that translates well when defenses close fast in the NFL. Add to that his burst in the open field, and you've got a back who can turn a simple draw or check down into a chunk play. What separates him, though, is his receiving ability. 42 catches in his last season isn't a fluke. It shows he can be trusted as a safety valve for his quarterback, which is exactly what the Cowboys need in certain situations. Another factor to consider is how rookies earn their way with traits that stand out immediately. For Blue, that might be his balance and ability to absorb first contact without going down. Coaches love runners who fall forward, even on short gains, because it turns 2nd and 8 into 2nd and 6. He's also shown flashes as a willing blocker, and while pass protection for rookie backs is always a work in progress, the effort he's already put on tape will buy him opportunities. If you're comparing him to past rookies who carved out meaningful snaps, think about guys like Tony Pollard in his first year. He wasn't the starter right away, but his versatility and explosiveness force the coaching staff to give him touches. Blue could follow a similar path if he takes advantage of every chance he gets. Now let me get your input here. If you had to describe Jaden Blue's game in just one word, what would it be? Explosive? Reliable? Underrated? Drop that one word in the comments and let's see what the fan base thinks. And of course, if you want deeper breakdowns like this every single week, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. We're chasing 16,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there. Next up, we'll wrap things up by talking about what you should keep an eye on as the season begins, what to realistically expect from Blue in his rookie year, and why this story is just getting started. As we wrap up, let's talk about what to actually watch when it comes to Jaden Blue this season. His number switch to 23 is symbolic, yes, but the real story will be in how the Cowboys use him on the field. The first thing to monitor is goal line and short yardage situations. Even if he's not the primary back, those carries can be huge for building confidence and proving to the coaches that he belongs in critical moments. Next, keep an eye on third down snaps, especially in passing situations. That's where his receiving chops and quick decision-making can shine. If he's making defenders miss in the open field or catching checkdowns reliably, that's the kind of performance that could earn him a rotational role or even a surprise increase in touches. Special teams are another area where rookies like Blue can make a name for themselves. From kickoff coverage to punt units, every snap counts when you're trying to secure a long-term roster spot. Long-term, the upside is there. Blue has the vision, burst, and versatility that could allow him to grow into a consistent contributor, even if he starts the season in a limited role. For you as a fan, that means plenty of moments to celebrate as he develops. Watching his snaps, noticing when he's trusted with the ball, and analyzing his touches is where you get the real story behind that jersey change. And of course, keeping track of how he integrates with the rest of the backfield will tell you a lot about the coaching staff's confidence in him. It's those small, consistent performances that can turn a rookie from a depth piece into a dependable weapon over the season. So here's your final fan interaction for this segment. Do you think Jaden Blue will finish the season with over 500 rushing yards? Vote yes or no in the comments, and let's see who nails it. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We're pushing for 16,000 subscribers, and every single one of you helps us get closer. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown, and leave your predictions below so we can discuss them in future updates. With the number change behind him and the first practices in the books, Jaden Blue's journey is just starting, and it's going to be exciting to see how he carves out his role in Dallas this season. Stick around for our next video, where we'll break down more Cowboys roster moves and see who else is stepping up in practice to make an impact on Sundays.